This is a really good one for gratitude, is what I'll consider the grandfather frame, which is basically you zoom all the way to the future. You're 85 years old. So you're an old man, right? You've been, you're in pain, everything hurts, you don't have the energy you used to, you're slouching over, and you're counting down your days. And then you imagine yourself waking up in whatever age body you have right now. And you turn to your right or your left, and you see your wife, and you're like, man, she's so young. Can't believe she's so young right now. And you look out the window, and you're like, oh man, this is before they developed this whole area, and before we had all these high rises. And then you get out of bed, and you're like, oh man, I'm not in pain, And you wake up, and you're like, I don't feel like foggy. I feel like my memory's sharp. I'm acute. I know what I'm going to do. And you're like, wow, this is amazing. And the thing is nothing good has even happened yet because life just gets so much harder as you get older. You can imagine how, gratitude comes from imagining a terrible thing and then removing that thing that was terrible. That is gratitude. How do you operationalize gratitude? Imagine something terrible and then remember that that terrible thing has not occurred. That's gratitude. People are like, oh man, I'm so grateful for my health. How do you get grateful for your health? Imagine that you have cancer and that you're about to die and then realize that you don't have cancer. And then you're like, wow, I'm grateful that I don't have cancer. But you have to put that thing in there. You have to imagine that terrible thing. You have to go all the way there. I'll tell you something that happened recently. Layla had a doctor's appointment for something, and I was corresponding with our EAs, and I said, how's everything going? And my EA responded, she has cancer. And I was like, okay, got it. This is reality now. Okay, and then obviously I'm texting back what kind, what's going on? Do I need to be there? What's up? And then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I meant the person who was the front desk. The reason they messed something up was because she had cancer, not Layla. And I was like, got it. And so what ended up happening was that Layla ended up having, something that she was dealing with, and they figured out what it was. So it wasn't good news. But what had framed that bad news was that she was potentially on her deathbed. For me, I was just incredibly grateful that she didn't have cancer. And so it just gave me this really wonderful reframe by accident of it could be worse. You're not dead. The fact that you are alive is living proof that you can endure it. And the day that something kills you, you won't have to anymore. Your life every day exists as evidence that you can handle everything that has come your way. And I think that if you've ever had any need for evidence, let that be the greatest evidence of all. A while back, there was a guy who had broke up with his girlfriend, his grandfather died, and I think somebody else in his family had 2 deaths and a breakup. And he's like, how do I keep going? And I was like, you already are keeping going. You don't need any answer from me. Every day you are living proof from the fact that you have endured.